Next, we move on to hear from another distinguished speaker, Mr. Xiaodong Zhou, who's the Chief Technology Officer at Presight.
Hello, good morning. Welcome, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Xiaodong Zhou. I'm CTO for Presight. So today I want to use this opportunity to share with you our view at Presight, how we want to make AI our core technology stack, and how we look at to use it in the longer term. So before we start, I want to share with you, this is a survey from the IBM Global AI Adoption Index, that over 35% of the companies are already using AI technology in their business. And the other 42% are also exploring AI. This is similar to what McKinsey has been put out, that the AI adoption has been doubled over the last 5-6 years since 2017. So the first thing I want to talk about is racing into the future, our conviction in AI's long-term potential. And what we have been, since our established, we want to make AI technology a new thing for us and to focusing on. But after 3-4 years, now we are much more convinced. And we want to make AI our core technology business. So from 3 aspects. Number 1, we say we do apply AI in many of our projects, and we see lots of great success. And also we found AI technology has been mature in many aspects. For example, face IDs, OCRs, voice to text, and you name it. They are showing up in your kind of daily lives. I always mention that I recently had a trip in Dubai airport, and I put up my passport to go through the smart gate. Then I realized it didn't work, right? I don't need the passport anymore. I only need to show my face and iris scan so I can pass through the gate quickly. So this is different than 2017-18, that there's a lot of fanfare about the AI, but now it's much more quieter. But let's leaving the chat box, ChatGPT aside. So I'm saying such application doesn't always show up in the news and make you think, oh, it's something great, powerful new technology, because it seems to be common to people. That means the AI technology has been getting much more mature. We use it in many of our projects. But also there are things didn't seem to be turned out as will be expected. Some project has a great demo and POCs, but maybe not ready for production. I will use an example that we are not part of it, which is, let's say, autonomous driving. So I vividly remembered in 2018 that we feel autonomous driving is here, and many companies has been founded. They say in 2019, 2020, there will be autonomous driving vehicles on the road for everybody, but the time comes and goes. And today, what we realized, autonomous driving is very complex problems. And we even divided into from like L0 to L5. There are 6 different levels of autonomous driving. And we are, debating whether we can do level 3, not to mention level 4 and level 5. So, however, with many of these seemingly setbacks, actually, it gives us more confidence. Why we are saying that? Because we have seen it's not a problem of the AI technology itself. The deep learnings and the neural network is not the problem. It's usually we see the problem of getting data. The data are scarce, they're difficult to get, or it's simply due to the regulations, for example, like in the healthcare or satellite images, all these type of things. And another one we realize is the high cost oftentimes associated with the large quantity and the good quality annotations. So these are the problems. Usually we end up with a very successful and powerful POC, but in the end, the cost of doing annotations and data collection may be beyond what the budget has been set. So, but that tells us these are problems I think they can be fixed. We're looking for ways of reducing, to tune the model to reducing the needs for large quantity of data and lower the cost of annotation. I think this will eventually come. The third one is I want to talk about the believing in future and believing long term. Why? I always trying to compare the AI technology with what we have been experienced of the internet technology in the past 30 years, right? And so from the 1995, when internet, show up in our daily lives, we started to use it for emails. Then after 5 years, there's a dot-com boom, web technologies, e-commerce. Then after a few years, there is Google search, of course, social media, iPhone, mobile applications, and of course, in the last 10 years, it's a transformation into the cloud technology. This is all based on internet kind of connectivity to everybody. However, you don't see all these inventions suddenly come out at one shot, right? Like once we have the internet, because it also needs the surrounding kind of technologies to take time to mature. One very specific example is how you're connecting to the internet, right? My home connection to the internet started from dial-up with a 14K kbps and goes through DSLs, go through cable, and today I have the fiber connectivity with 750 Mbps. That's 5,000 times faster than what I originally have, 20, 30 years ago. Now, similar thing happened to your mobile application. We all know 2G, 3G, LTE, 4G, 5G, and even future 6G. So all the surrounding technology has to be go hand in hand to supporting the new invention and applications. So I was talking to my colleagues, with or without the announcement of this ChatGPT, we're much more convinced today than 5 years ago that AI will be here for the longer term. It just suddenly the announcement of ChatGPT last December definitely give us a lot of validation. I think similar things will happen again in 5 years, 7 years. We haven't seen it all yet. I don't know what's going to come, but they will come. So second one, I would say then how do we embrace for this AI technology to be more and more pervasive in our daily lives? How do we managing our projects? So 3 aspects. So number 1 is embracing AI as the heart and brain of your projects. So we usually think AI can help us to do something, can help us to do OCR on some pictures and can do certain voice to text. That's what has been helping us before. But I think from a, not to only limited to data analytics, I mean, for all the companies, there is a new way of thinking as to how you started to establish a new business to centered around the AI technologies. Especially we're talking about the so-called cognitive capabilities of AI is kind of catching up like what human can do, like you can see, you can hear. And we recently went to a country and talking to supporting the kind of a startup business there. There's a multiple companies that are kind of have this type of thinking is with all the AI technology, what I can solve problem in a new way. I can, have the cameras to look and have the microphone to see. I put it on different things, to detecting, for example, how normal human will be doing it rather than a complex machine. All we needed is, a vehicle, a drone, a robot, and putting on the camera so that we can look for, like, detecting the road defects or oil pipelines or, the electric grid, the issues in there. So I think this type of application will become more and more. And we also want to say they are not just a kind of like a walking stick or wheelchairs for us. It should be the heart and brain for your projects. And particularly, we want to rethink about the data acquisition, because we are a data company, and the majority of the part is how we processing data, what customer have the data. I would say until today, still majority of the data, structured data, they are collected through your keyboards, right? And they are collected through the web forms and people entering them. I would like to see in the future, finally the keyboards and mouse will meet its nemesis. So maybe one day the keyboard and mouse should go away. That's where, you can actually just using cameras, you can just communicate. And we all, every project we goes to, like I said, there's a different thinking. Before it's customers will say, we have this data, what analytics we can do about it. Now we are asking questions, what do you want to do with your business? And now we look back and how do we maybe collecting new data sets through cameras, through microphones, through many things. So this data collection will be massive and they will be continuously, not like, people entering a form at a particular time. So this is what we think that one area that particularly will kind of have a major change in the next maybe 5 years, 10 years. I'm looking for the disappearance of keyboard and mouse, and also people communicating with each other. Hopefully, we don't have to learn another language. So you can talk Arabic to me, I can talk English, or maybe I can talk Chinese to you. So. And the third one is an interesting one, is adopting AI naturally by end users. So this way you may feel, you can say, I go through the custom with my, show my face. Everybody is realizing that. But we have been developing a more complicated system for our end users. Usually a system people look at coming from the computer system, they are deterministic. If you're asking 4 plus 4, it should be return 8. They want to know the reasons. But now when we put in many AI models around it with Face IDs, with OCRs, there can be errors. Or if you're talking about, if you want to adopting ChatGPT, one of the questions is you may not know if it's exactly right or wrong. So how people will adapting, because sometimes people will be pointing out a mistake and say, this, I cannot really use in this system. So there's a lot of, right now we're trying to do the kind of user trainings, but I think in the long run, when we're designing a system, we need to put this in mind, how we can kind of naturally have people understand you are not talking to a machine. You're more like consulting with a person. Even like, you're talking to a doctor, you may have the similar thing. Sometimes you want to get a second opinion because maybe not every doctor will give you exactly the same answer. So I will quickly go through this one. So how Presight is planned to harness the power of AI due to the limitation of the time. One is, again, I would say, adopting the AI-centric thinking of all our projects. And the second one I want to mention is AI model building should not be considered as a expensive endeavors only for large corporations. I think many mature models, we want to make them affordable, low cost to small and medium businesses, and also everyone has access to the AI. I think this will come. Anyone can quickly building their applications with the AI technology built in. And third one is, I think it's important for us to continue to embrace, to have a deepen our relationship with institute, universities in terms of R&D collaborations. Also, more importantly, like internship programs. Also, we want to work with government officials and even to do more educations and trainings, even down to high school level or even middle school level, because our next generation will embracing AI technology everywhere in their day-to-day lives. Now, before my last slides, I want to, I just learned something yesterday, something published on the New York Times that, Jeffrey Hinton, who people refer to as the godfather of AI, he quit Google after 10 years. And one of the main reasons he quit Google, he said he wanted to be able to freely talk about the danger of AI. And you probably also know that Elon Musk has also been signed a petition with along maybe other 2,000 data scientists to say, pause the developing of the next version, even more powerful version than the current OpenAI's ChatGPT GPT-4 for 6 months. So I have lots of respect to these two visionaries and professors, but I also believe that people can adapt to these dangers, right? So every technology you can use it in the right way or in the wrong way. This is where I think the officials, government officials sitting here in the table, and we would like to work with you and to see what type of guidelines and that we can put into place, right, policies, so that AI can be used more properly and limiting on the side effects. I think some of our colleagues also talking about this one, right? Even for the ChatGPT coming out, there may so-called AI-generated content. This is going to be a proliferation of contents generated by machines, by AIs. Now, how do you detect something is done by humans, something is done by a machine? And will that causing misinformation or fake news to be propagated, influence people's opinions? And of course, there are real concerns on, of course, copyrights. For example, copyrights infringement. Your content can produce in pictures, poems, stories, and based on something other authors are written, right? So these are all real concerns. I think this is a very big topic. Now, my last slide is basically, is our Presight tagline: embracing AI for unlocking the positive societal impacts. And today is May 4th. Let me use words in the Star Wars. May the Force be with you. Thank you very much.